COVID-19 impact on air travel. Delta Airlines reporting second quarter earnings this week, further solidifying the crippling effect of the coronavirus pandemic on the airline industry. The company posted a quarterly earnings loss of $4.43 a share. This coming amid heightened concerns over furloughs and layoffs hitting the industry. American Airlines issued warnings to 25,000 employees of potential furloughs, and Southwest Airlines saying bookings need to triple by the fall. Airlines are prohibited from laying off workers until October 1st under the terms of federal coronavirus relief. Joining me right now is the CEO of Delta Airlines, Ed Bastian, is with us. And Ed, it is great to see you this morning. Thanks so much for joining me.
Good to see you.
Look, this is a tough time. We know that. What have you been doing, Ed, to potentially avoid layoffs? I know that you've got major cost consciousness all over, and you've already taken a fair amount of cost out of the business to avoid layoffs.
Sure. Well, one of the things we said at the beginning of the pandemic was that if we could avoid layoffs and certainly minimize layoffs, that'd be a real testament to the strength of the company and the culture and our people. And I think we've got a real shot at doing just that. Absolutely only a minimum level of furloughs, and I think we got a shot at having no furloughs once we get to that October 1st date. We just are finishing up an early retirement program with our people here the month of July. We've had over 17,000 of our people subscribe to it. That's 20% of our workforce voluntarily agreeing to retire. And on top of that, we've got monthly leaves of absence, unpaid leaves of absence. In the current month, we have over 40,000 of our people on those, and we have thousands more that will continue over the course of the fall. So the Delta people are stepping up and making a great sacrifice and commitment as we try to downsize the airline in the face of the pandemic.
Well, you're handling all of this great with terrific leadership, Ed, but I know that you've already made impressive progress on cutting costs, cutting total operating expense by more than 50% in the June quarter. You're expecting that to sustain through year end. What does that do to cash burn, Ed?
Well, cash burn is the one and only metric we're measuring these days in the industry. When the pandemic started, we were at close to $100 million a day that we were burning cash when traffic just immediately stopped. And the team has gotten it to the point where in the month of June, we're down to $27 million a day. So that's a 70% reduction in just 90 days. A lot of it driven on the cost side, the 50% reduction, great sacrifices by all of our people across the company. And our goal is to eliminate that cash burn by the end of the year. We have some work to do to take that $27 million down to zero. But based on the success we've had to date, I feel cautiously optimistic we'll get there.
So you do think that you'll be able to achieve the break-even cash burn by year end, and tell me about the liquidity progress that you've made already in terms of the liquidity position.
Yeah, we've raised a significant amount of liquidity since the start of the year. We've raised $14 billion in cash, and we closed the June quarter with $16 billion in the bank. So we knew the recovery was going to be difficult to predict. It was going to be really a lot out of our control. It was going to be based on the containment of the virus. And when the virus has areas we've seen success in containing the virus, such as in the month of June down here in the South, we saw some nice traffic and revenues pick up. But as the virus has grown, demand has stalled out any additional growth. So we knew we needed a large cash reserve. We have that. And we've got, I think, about 19 months, assuming no recovery or no improvements from here or no additional cash to be raised, which, of course, we're working on all of those. So Delta's in good shape, tough shape, but we're certainly financially in good shape to avoid the worst case outcomes.
Yeah, so then the question becomes the demand side of the equation. In order to meet those cash burn targets, you need to see demand. In order to see demand, we need to see confidence on getting on a plane again. You're taking a lot of safety measures. Delta announcing that you will keep the middle seat empty on your aircraft through at least September 30th. You're also requiring face coverings for all employees and passengers on flights. Your competitors, American and United, have limited capacity on aircraft but still have the middle seat available. Ed, how long can you keep that middle seat empty? What is the economic cost of eliminating that middle seat? But that's the kind of thing that brings confidence and gets you to get on a plane again, right?
That's our top priority, is restoring confidence in consumers and travel. We want our customers to feel as confident in their health as they do the flight safety that they typically expect when they board a Delta flight. And we know that it's not sustainable. We can't keep the middle seats blocked forever. But until we see a significant pickup in confidence in travel, I think we're going to keep that middle seat blocked. We've committed to do it through the end of September. And I indicated when we reported our results this week that we're going to go beyond September. We don't have an exit date on that yet. But I'd rather keep the middle seat blocked, add more seats, more planes. We've got a lot of planes on the ground that we can add back into the sky rather than trying to fill up and jam up the airplanes at every seat available. And when consumers have confidence that's renewed back in travel, that'll be our indication as to when it's time to start selling the middle seat. But I think it's too early. Team's done a really good job with all the safety protocols, the masks, the filtration systems, the sanitization, electrostatic fogging, every single flight before it goes down, wiping down the surfaces. So customers are telling us they feel very good about the experience on Delta. In fact, we just got our June survey results back from our customers. Our surveys jumped 20 points in the month of June over June a year ago. So highest in our history. So the experience is very, very good. And anyone wanting to travel can feel safe in doing that on Delta.
And you've got the highest margins in the industry as well. For the investor out there listening, how important has the coronavirus relief from the CARES Act been to the company during this pandemic? How have you used that money?
Oh, it's been huge. We're an international airline. We have investments in certain airlines around the world. And what we've seen is any individual country where its government did not step up and support its local airline, there's been real challenges. And with the CARES Act, and kudos to the administration and all the leaders on Capitol Hill for having the foresight to put the airline employees at the front of the list in terms of knowing that the airlines are going to lead the recovery out of the virus and keep the employees in place, has given us the opportunity to potentially get through this at Delta with no furloughs. So it's absolutely working. I cannot express my appreciation on behalf of all of our employees for giving us that 6 months to understand and sort out the issues we're seeing, and then in an orderly fashion, offer retirement programs, often voluntary leaves, and work sharing and job sharing arrangements with our employees to make certain that we're in good shape on the back end of this, that we're not decimated by the virus.
Yeah, you mentioned in the quarter the write-downs of some of your investment partners, notably the LATAM and Grupo Aeromexico. You just mentioned international travel. Ed, when would you expect international travel to come back? Is that a 2021 affair?
It's a 2021 affair, Maria. Yeah, very much so. We've thought here that it's going to lag domestic by probably 12 months in scale. And so I'd say anyone that's looking to go overseas, I'm optimistic that next summer will be a good opportunity to do that. But unfortunately, the summer plans that anyone has or the fall plans, it's not going to work this year.
Unbelievable. What a moment in time, Ed. Have you ever seen anything like this?
No. We thought coming through 9/11 that was a defining moment for this industry, and it was absolutely for our society. This is 9/11, unfortunately, on steroids. But we will get through that. I'm confident. I'm optimistic on the recovery. We saw some good growth in June. We're about 20% of our normal schedule this summer versus a year ago. And if we can, and especially here in the South, if we can, enact and use our masks and maintain social distance and wash our hands, it's the basic hygiene principles. We can get that curve down, and then that will be the indication to consumers that it's safe to start moving again. But we have to take care of our health first before we worry about travel.
Just an extraordinary situation. Ed, thank you very much. Happy you're in the driver's seat at this moment in time. We'll see you soon, sir.